Well, you guys, I booked a massage with a vampire. Yes, I did. Even I should know better. And I still did it. And furthermore, are there really vampires? And why are they giving massages? Let me get into it. I'm going to talk about psychic protection today. I'm going to help you understand 5 ways that you can tell that your energy is being attacked, sabotaged, sandbagged, drained. And so you can understand, you can recognize when this is happening clearly and quickly. And then I'm going to give you a few things you can do about it. But first, what the heck, right? Are vampires real? Yes. You know what? It's come to my attention that maybe back in the days of Lestat, they did drain your blood. I don't know. I personally think they've always been energy vampires. If you think about it, there are certain people that just make you tired, that you just come away exhausted. Well, they've been feeding off of your energy. Now, this can be sort of not that big of a deal, or it can be truly life threatening because, well, we need energy to live. We need energy to get up and go to work. We need energy to take care of ourselves. And when our energy is being depleted, we stop taking care of ourselves. We stop putting ourselves first. We stop advocating for ourselves because we're giving all our energy to that person. Guess what? Then you get sick. Then bad things start happening to you, right? You end up losing your job or your debts get higher. This is all because you're being drained of your vital energy by a job, by a person, by a relationship, by even something that's not in the physical realm that you are existing in. Now, let's go back to my massage therapist. I'm new in town. I'm looking for a new massage therapist. And one of the things that I've learned is that when I'm under a lot of stress or I'm just dealing with a lot of things, I double down on self-care. I will actually extend my budget or go over my budget to add self-care. And when I'm in a situation where I feel like, wow, I'm just really overwhelmed or I'm feeling overburdened, one of the things that I've trained myself to do, because the things I'm going to talk about in this video, you're probably going to have to train yourself to be aware of it. And you're going to have to train yourself to act on it. It's not a natural thing in most cases. We have to create a new habit. So in this case, I trained myself that when I'm feeling just really too busy and too overworked or too overwhelmed, I will add extra self-care. I will actually love bomb myself. So what does that look like for me? It looks like, well, instead of getting one massage a month, I might get two in 1 month. I might get 2 massages and a Reiki healing in 1 month. Now, I'm not going to do this forever. It's basically like getting a boost. So I will do it for 1 month. For 4 weeks, I'm going to schedule something every week, or I'm going to schedule something at least 2 times more than I would normally do it. If you're a person who never gets massages, who never gets any kind of self-care, whatever that would mean to you, like maybe it's facial care, maybe it's nail care, or maybe it's just having a day off where you turn off all the social media and all the internet and you literally just sleep. All of these things are self-care. Maybe it's a time when you feel like you really just need to make yourself that meal that makes you feel better. What makes you feel better? It needs to be something above and beyond what you normally do. So if you normally take long, hot baths, that's not going to be an extra boost. Taking 2 in 1 day, maybe, but we want to do something extra. So that is why I got a massage and I was like, great. And then I thought, I need another massage, like seriously. So I went to another massage therapist. And in this idea, this flavor of just piling it on, like piling on self-care, I clicked all the boxes. Hot stones, yes. Oil, yes. I mean, you name it, I put it all in my cart. I'm like, I don't care how much this costs. This is going to rescue me, remedy me, give me that pump of energy that I need so that I can continue on without having to do this. I'm not going to do this all the time. This is an extra special sort of infusion of energy. Oh, I was so pleased with myself that I did that, right? Like, oh, Susan learned and she brought the habit in and she understands the triggers that I understand for me, and then I took action. I'm like, rock on, girl, you doing the thing. I made the appointment. Seemed perfectly fine, seemed like perfectly fine place, good reviews. I always do my research. I'm walking the dog the next day and I hear, you know, that she's a vampire. And I'm like, no, I didn't know that. Why didn't you tell me that before I booked it? This is a problem that I have with customer service at the moment with my spirit guides. That's another video. Anyway, I'm like, no, I don't. No, the answer is no. I'm not going to get a massage from an energy vampire because I'm very vulnerable, right? When you're getting a massage, you're very vulnerable. And you want to make sure that person has really good spiritual hygiene, you know, and they might not even know, or they might not even do spiritual hygiene. I mean, you could ask them and they might be like, I don't know, you know, that's your job. Your job is to not just read the words on a page that the reviews are amazing. Your job is to tune in and suss it out. Now, what struck me about this was how nonchalant everybody was about this. My spirit guides were nonchalant. This woman was nonchalant. She's like, yeah. I'm like, I don't understand why you guys think this is like a no big deal kind of thing, because it's fascinating to me. She doesn't do this in a sneaky way, in a coercive way. That's not her deal. She's straight up like, you're going to come to me, I'm going to give you something, you're going to give me something, we're all going to be fine, except for it's not money. It's money, and yes, I'm going to get something out of you. I'm going to get a little feeding of your energy, but I'm going to make you feel good. Like, literally, her energy was like, yeah, straight up, this is what's happening. Like, are you good with it? I'm like, no, I'm not good with it. She's like, okay, cool. Now, did I have this conversation with her in person? No, I had this conversation with her energetically. Now, how will you know? Now I freaked you out. Like, you're like, I'm not getting any self-care, Susan, because they're all vampires. They're not all vampires. You're here, you watch my videos because I help you understand how to navigate this world. We simply cannot retreat. That's not an option. If you say, that's why I never do massages, that's why I never meditate. I've been to all these places. I've been to all of them. I got the t-shirts. They're overflowing my closet right now. That's why I do these videos. You can say, I'm never going to do these things again. Guess what happens? Spirit says, yeah, Susan, it's time for her lesson, but she won't come out of the house. So we're going to send her somebody. You're going to have to cross these roads, whether you like it or not. When you're a child and you're learning to walk, you fall down, you scrape your knees because it's part of the process. It's not going to kill you. If I'd had this massage from this energy vampire woman, it wouldn't have hurt me. She wasn't putting an attachment in me. She wasn't going to drain me dry. She's a very professional vampire. Truly. She's like, no, this is how it happens, right? Like, in her mind, it's so weird that I have all this access to her. She's so open about it. Most energy vampires are not open about it, but she is. She's like, no, this is how it works, Susan. I'm like, okay, but I don't want to participate. And she's like, okay, no harm, no foul, right? Now, how will you know? And I'm going to get into that because I just wanted to tell you a personal story, because sometimes that helps make it real, right? Like, I teach you things that happen in my real life. This isn't a textbook. and I am channeling this. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic medium. If you're new here, thanks for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, because you're going to want to know all these things that I'm giving you, these important teachings that you're getting for free right here on YouTube. Yes, I offer classes. Yes, I have in-person events. Yes, I have an amazing community filled with spiritual people just like you, looking for friends just like you. I have all those things. You can find all those things on my website, susanlynnmedium.com. But I also do a lot of these videos for free just for you to help you out. So let's talk about it. Now, I'm going to tell you that this really could be a 10-week class, right? Like I cannot cover everything in this short video, but I'm going to give you enough, hopefully, that you understand that you are armed, that you are prepared. And in that way, you don't have to be worried. You don't have to fear anything, because you're going to develop an early warning system that's going to alert you. And then you're going to be able to take the steps you need to take to deal with the situation. That's what we're going to do today. Okay, 5 signs very quickly. Again, there's 100, 1,000, but I have to keep this, short for just to get going, right? 5 signs it's time to clear your energy, right? You could also use this if you stumble into an energy vampire. Well, this is how it's going to show up in your life. You're not going to die. You're not going to get sick, because you're going to recognize what's happening. And you're going to say, oh, I recognize what's happening. Let me take the steps, okay, to fix it. So when you feel drained for no reason, right? Like, so this professional energy vampire that I was going to go to, she wouldn't make me feel drained. That wouldn't help her, right? If all of her clients were leaving drained, then she'd be out of business. So for her, it's important to give and just take a little. Okay, so it's not. She's very well respected, truly. It's just for me personally, I'm not willing to do that. That's like you might say, I will pay $20 for this, but I'm not going to pay 50, right? It's all about what you're feeling comfortable with. You may never even notice it with this particular type person. But now let's switch gears and talk about your workplace. Your coworker is making you feel drained. Your relationship is making you feel drained. Those are big warning signs. Those people are not just taking a little bit. Those people are not leaving you feeling better. Those people are taking the majority of your energy. Now, in this case, my little vampire massage therapist looks like a pretty good deal, right? She's in business. She's actually making people feel great. As a matter of fact, my guides just said to me, the more she pumps up their vibration, the more she makes them feel better, the better she feels. Is she an energy vampire, or is she just jamming, vibing with her clients? Inquiring minds want to know, right? But for you, we want to pay attention to the people that are draining you, that just, oh my God, I hate to even go to work. I hate to even sit next to that person in the lunchroom. I cannot deal with this friend. They've changed or gotten more negative or whatever it is. Or maybe you've dealt with them for 5 years and now you're just exhausted, right? So pay attention to how you feel. It's very important. As a matter of fact, it's the most important thing. If you're looking for a tripwire to pay attention to so that you don't ever experience an energy vampire, this is what I want you to do. Pay attention to how you feel. You're not sleeping well. You feel heavy. You feel sluggish. You feel like you're moving through fog. This can be a sign that your aura has absorbed all of their negativity and all of your energy has gone out to them. Another one would be you're suddenly anxious or irritable. Pay attention to how you feel, right? You walk into a room and you're like, ooh, I don't like the way this feels. Now, a lot of us have dulled that, have shut that away, because maybe we live in such an anxiety producing environment or work in such an anxiety producing environment that we had to just shut off that ability to feel it because it's too much. So instead, we just shut it off. It's kind of like if there's something bad happening outside your window, you just close the blinds. You didn't call 911. You didn't escape out the back door. You didn't take care of yourself. You had to just close the blinds. So if you will at least start to be honest with yourself and just have an honest conversation and say, I think I'm numb to how bad it is at work. I think I'm numb to how bad it is in my relationship or where I'm living because it's loud or whatever it is. I think I'm numb to how bad my diet has gotten and how my body is changing. We turn these things off, and that really is our first line of defense. So if you turn it back on and you realize, I can't, Susan, I can't feel that because it's too toxic, then I think that you've come to the conclusion that you're surrounded by a level of toxicity that is damaging you, damaging your physical body, damaging your mental well-being. And then I think you can start having a gentle conversation with yourself about what you can do about it. Because saying there's nothing I can do, Susan, you don't understand, I'm stuck here, is really not a thing, because spirit is in the 5D, and they can remove yourself from that place or remove those people from that place. Spirit has the ability to do things you can't even imagine. And if you don't do it and it's blocking your soul path, they'll do it for you in a way that you maybe don't want, right? Or maybe you do want. But asking for help is a big step in the right direction. In any one of these situations, ask for help and then let it go. Let them bring the help to you. But saying I'm stuck, it's impossible, is not asking for help. You're actually denying help. Let's not deny the help, okay? So if you're anxious, if you are a person who's aware, I want you to be more aware. I want you to honor it. That person really does make you anxious. Honor it. Start trusting your instincts and remove yourself from that person's space. How many times have you said to yourself, I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have trusted that person. I knew that person was bad. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. We've all said it. Now it's time to trust it before it gets to the point where they prove to you what you already knew. Let's go on. Let's talk about your physical space, right? Because we have external energy coming into us. We have our own energy, and then we have our physical home or workspace. All of a sudden, something doesn't feel right. Now, you're going to be able to feel this because of the first two things that we talked about, because now you're paying attention to how you feel. I want you to lean into it. I want you to be okay with it. Me, myself, sometimes I walk into my home and I'm like, something's not right. I don't know what it is, but something is not right. Generally speaking, simply acknowledging that my energy or the energy in my space is not in alignment with me, therefore it doesn't feel right. Generally saying that actually causes it to leave. They want easy targets. They don't want anything that's going to fight back. Not always, but I would say the majority of energy wants to be stealthy. Now, what is this energy, right? It could be a ghost passing through. It could be something that you brought in with you. Again, a ghost. It could be another being from another type of environment that's here, that's attracted to your abilities that you maybe not are acknowledging. So a lot of what we're talking about today is denial. Denial of the energy that's present, denial of our own abilities. When we don't look at something, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger in our lives. So if you feel that, even if you just walk in and you feel like, oh, it just needs freshening, open a window, pull the blinds back and let the sun come in. Play high vibration music. That would be happy music, any kind of happy music. Do things like that are really high pitched. Like, I don't know if you can hear this, but like a bell. Like sometimes I just clean my space by putting the bell around me, because high vibration or high pitch sounds bring in angelic energy. So use sound, that's very important, but also bring love into your house. I remember yesterday saying, because again, I knew there was an energy in my house that I didn't I didn't invite, and I didn't particularly like. It didn't feel heavy, it didn't feel mean, it didn't feel evil, but I have perfected my feelers, my intuition, to the degree that I have an early warning system. I'm not going to let it get bad. I'm not going to let it get so bad that I'm infested with dark energy or ghost or whatever. I'm going to find out when it first shows up. When they first show up, it's very light. It's sort of like a test. So I remember saying yesterday, I'm going to pump the vibes up in this house so high that nothing that cannot match a high vibration will stay. So, one way to talk about protection is I'm protecting myself, right? I'm getting my quartz, smoky quartz out, or I'm getting out my sage, or I'm going to battle. I mean, that's one way to do it, right? But another way to do it is the reverse, which is to raise the vibration in your house so high that nothing of a low vibration wants anything to do with you. So if you're the type of person that does meditation or prayer in one room, that room is probably pretty high vibration, but the other rooms in your house might be low vibration, especially places that you don't use. So if there's a utility room, a basement, an attic, a garage, that's where these energies are going to hang out, because you're not even in there. Your energy's not even in there, right? So ever so often, say once a month, go through your house with something to clean it, to raise the vibration. And even more frequently, I would suggest once a week to just have 5 or 10 minutes where you play really happy music, or angelic music, or Gregorian chants, or whatever it is for you that makes you feel good, that makes you feel happy. Now, my spirit guides are saying, I'm not trying to knock anybody here, but I'm really not. Why did I say that? I don't know. Anyway, there are very few people. I'm going to make an exception. There are very few people, in my opinion, that can watch serial killers and true crime and not bring that stuff in their home. Not saying that a criminal is going to show up in your home, but I'm saying the energy of that is going to bring the energy of your home down. Now, I would say there's an exception. I have met a handful of people that can literally watch this stuff and it does not affect them. It does not affect their sleep, and it does not affect the energy in their home. I think those people were probably detectives or people that did this for a living and have already created a clinical energy towards this. Now, that's not most of us. So I would just tell you that if you like that kind of thing, if you like scary movies or you like a lot of paranormal things, I'm going to suggest that you clean more often. Sure, do your thing, but clean more often. You know, bring they're talking about smells like lemon or verbena, or add all the things. You can go to Google and search what are energy purification smells, what are energy purification sounds, right? You can use all the senses to clean your house, to clean the energy of your house. Okay, let's say, so that was your space feels uncomfortable. Let's move on to repeating negative patterns or bad luck. Because you're paying attention, you're not numb anymore. You're not closing your eyes to your own life anymore. You're showing up every day in your physical body. you're loving your physical body, whether you feel like it's too big or too small or too tall or too short or too old or too young. You're going to show up in your physical body and you're going to love it because this is your standard issue meat suit. You got it. It's yours. You better love it. Okay. Because it can always go downhill, right? If we don't love it and take care of it, things go wrong. We don't want that, right? So because we're paying attention, pay attention to bad luck, negative patterns, dropping things, near misses, like you almost got into an accident, tripping, falling, physical things. That is an indication of a few different things. Again, I could go on for a year, but I'm just going to keep it short, hopefully. One is you're not grounded. You're overthinking something. You're in your crown chakra. You're in your head. Your mind is 1,000 miles away, not in your physical body, not watching where you're walking. That is an indicator. Hey, Susan, get in your body. Let's ground ourselves. So if I drop something, I just take a pause. Now, a lot of us immediately start yelling at ourselves. Why am I so clumsy? Blah, blah. That would be something I need you to really consider stopping. Do not yell at yourself. Instead, be grateful. Oh, I've got the dropsies today. Or, oh, I dropped that. That's a nice little message that your spirit guides gave you. Hey, you might want to slow down. You might want to ground your energy. You might want to take a pause because you dropped something. There's an opportunity to fix the energy, to be in alignment again with your physical body. If you have a near miss in your, wherever it is that you're doing, driving, biking, walking, whatever, again, that's an indication that you're not aware of your energy and you are invisible. Now, I've done videos where I've told you that I like to be invisible, and I think I am invisible. I think nobody notices me, right? Like I would prefer it that way. But in reality, that's kind of a problem because if you want to be invisible and you shield your energy, that car cannot see you, that person cannot see you. Whatever it is, right? Like it's actually not the best way to move about the world. It's really better to be in your physical body and say, I'm Susan and I'm walking down the street. You're actually more protected by being in your body, by being in your full identity, instead of shrinking down and trying to get through life without anybody noticing or anybody harassing you. Because when you act like this, you're actually acting like a victim. And that is attractive to the people that like to harass victims. The guides are saying, if they always tell you, if you see a cougar or mountain lion or a bear, don't run because you're being a victim. You're encouraging them to think of you as prey. So let's not go about our life as prey. Let's be tall. Let's stand firm in our body and know we got this because now we're armed. We understand energy and we can avoid types of energy that we don't want. And we understand that we can ask for help and we can get it. Okay. The last one, and I think I already jumped, sometimes they jump ahead. It's very hard to do this and write notes and channel because they're like, who needs notes? No kidding. You feel disconnected from your center. I pretty much just talked about that. But they're going to say it in this way. Your intuition feels muddled. Like if you ever thought like, I just feel disconnected, right? Well, you're disconnected from your physical body. You're disconnected from your physical house or situation, but you're also disconnected from your spirit guides. So it's so interesting, right? That all these things are connected. That when we stand in our body, when we stand in our physical presence, we show up in our own lives. We also have more connection to our guidance. It's very hard for the guides to get the information to you when you're trying to be invisible, when you're trying to be small. Let me just be small. They don't know I'm here. They can't pick on me if they don't know that I'm here. I'll just keep my head down. Well, you keep your head down, you're also hiding from your guidance. You're hiding from your spirit guides, okay? So those are important things. Really quickly, so now you know how to understand when you've been triggered, right? Hopefully. So some very quickly things, and again, you can Google all these things, right? I'm just talking to them for a second. We did go over, they're saying they did talk a lot about how to cleanse your house with like lemon, or even cleaning, sweeping, playing music. We talked about that. So I'm just going to add a few more things. Crystals. We have not talked about crystals. Some of you are into crystals, some of you are not into crystals. And I would suggest that even if you're not into them, that you perhaps think about buying some of these crystals. You can get them for $3, $5. It doesn't have to be expensive. Here's some options. Black tourmaline, TOURMALINE, absorbs negativity. Now, I recently, and I don't even know why I did this. Well, okay, because I've created these automatic habits. I had to do it. I had to create it. This is not something that I've just given. I had to work at it. I created these automatic habits. The other day I had something in my house I didn't like. Without even thinking about it, I mean, I was kind of, but not really. I grabbed one of my protective crystals and I put it by my bedside. I just was on automatic. But when you're on automatic, you're open to guidance. And my spirit guides were actually guiding me to do that. Now, here's an interesting thing. You might be guided. You might have the aha. Okay, guidance sometimes just feels like our own thoughts. It just feels like, oh, I'm just going to go get this thing. I'm going to put it by my bed. Why did you put that thing by our bed? I don't know. I just did. That's guidance. Believe me. You could put a glass of water by your bed and then every day dump it out, right? Like there's some thinking that water can absorb things, right? But I put this protective crystal near my bed. But the odd thing that I did was, and this is not going to work for you. I'm not saying that this is going to work for you. I'm saying that you've got to find what works for you. So my dad has crossed over into spirit. I have the flag that was on his coffin. I am not a person who keeps things. I'm not a sentimentalist. I literally moved across the country with like a few boxes. So I'm not that person. But my dad's flag, I kept getting the idea to keep it. And then I kept getting the idea that it's protecting me, that my dad is protecting me through this flag. Could it be a watch that he gave me? Yes. It could be anything. It doesn't even have to be connected to a person in spirit. This is what I'm trying to tell you. If you have an idea that I need to put this someplace, just do it. So I did. I went and got his flag and I put it in my bedroom. And I had the best night's sleep ever. And I just felt into, where does this flag want to be? Does it want to be here? Does it want to be there? And I just followed how I felt. But if you're blocking your feelings, you're not going to know. So we go to the beginning of the video where if you're numb, that's the first thing I want you to do, is to open up. Maybe you don't want to open up at work, but at least open up in your home and start moving things around and feel how they feel when you put them there. That is your exercise. That is your practice. That is your homework. Okay. So protecting in your home, you can use there's so many protection crystals. Okay. Going back to sound, you can use tuning forks. Those are so powerful. You can use chimes. You can use singing bowls. All those things, in my opinion, bring the vibration of the angelic world to you. I often use Archangel Michael. He is a free agent. He doesn't just work for Catholics or religious people. He works for anybody. And his role is to protect. So he is the angel, the archangel with the sword. He is armed and he will come to you. Again, you have to ask for help, right? protecting your home, sage and smoke, right? I don't have it out right now, but you can burn sage, you can burn Palo Santo, you can do things like that. You can use sprays. They sell sprays that have these things in them. You can use symbols, right? You could use sigils or symbols. A symbol, they're telling me, is also a cross. If you follow me for a long time, you know that I have been through some things in my houses. And there was a time when I hung crosses over my front door and my back door. I'm not religious. I do not subscribe to any religion, but a cross has a lot of energy in it. And if you have the intention that the cross is going to help you, it will help you. Plus, a lot of us have been sort of indoctrinated with some of these symbols, right? So if a particular symbol, you grew up with it, even if you don't follow that religion, if you have a neutral feeling about it, it could be helpful in some way. You could do something like sprinkle sea salt or Himalayan salt along the thresholds of your house. Again, there's so many ways to do this. A couple of more things. Crystals, obsidian arrowheads would be reflective. It reflects the energy. Smoky quartz neutralizes it. I think that's what I put. I particularly kind of like smoky quartz. But again, it absorbs and neutralizes negative energy. Visual shield, your own intention. My intention is extremely important. If you leave your door and you don't intend to go to the grocery store, but you need to go to the grocery store, you're just going to sit in the driveway like somebody unplugged you because your intention is missing. So set your intention that I am protected. Set your intention that I am creating in my mind. I'm imagining a bunch of mirrors, a disco ball that is all around you, and the mirrors face outward. Now, what does that do? If somebody sends you love, they get love back. Isn't that beautiful? If somebody sends you something else, well, they get that back. Isn't that beautiful? So you can literally just imagine a whole wall of mirrors around you, and you're sending back what people send you. Be it a blessing, great. Be it something else, well, then that's what they deserve, right? This is just something you imagine. It's just that easy. But you have to believe that it has purpose. You have to believe that it is real. The more you believe in it, the more real it is. If you're going to do all this stuff and say, I don't think it works, then it's not going to be nearly as effective as it would be. And really, what skin is it off of you to just say, I'm going to believe it? It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to tell anybody that you're creating this wall of mirrors. You don't have to look like a fool in front of people. You just know it for yourself. And you allow that to give you confidence that you are protected. Again, there are 1,000 things. Truly 1,000 things you can do. If somebody is, I'm just going to say this last one because they brought this to me. If somebody is really causing you angst and you don't want to send bad energy to them, because what if they're using the mirrors and then you get it back? So that's not really the best option. It's not really the best option to curse or hex people. It's really the best option is, a good offense is the best defense, right? So you raise your vibration. It's going to be hard for them to get to you. When you have these trigger mental tripwires, so that happened. Somebody is, I'm getting some kind of wonky energy. Maybe somebody's sending me something. Maybe somebody's draining my energy. Or maybe I'm just tired and overworked. Let's not get caught up in the reason. Let's get caught up in the solution. The solution is I need to slow down. The solution is I need to make sure that my intention is I've got my mirrors up. I'm going to love bomb myself to bring my vibration up. Okay. So those are taking care of you is going to make it much harder for you to be a victim. Now, let's say you're doing all of that, but it's still like overpowering all of these things that you're doing. Another thing that you can do is, and again, this is all for entertainment purposes only. It's not going to hurt anybody, but I'm just saying, you can write their name down and put it in a plastic bag and put it in your freezer. You can write their name down and put it in a jar, put some different herbs or crystals in it, and put it in the freezer. Um, you can take this as far as you want. You can put sour herbs. You can put sugar in there. So maybe this person is a pain in the butt, but you got to work with them. You know, you've got to work with. You don't have a choice. So maybe you put their name in sugar to sweeten the relationship. So these are ways that you can actually change and help your life. And I've seen this in real life. I've seen all of these things. I've lived all of these things. I've seen someone have such terrible energy in their house that they got so sick. I mean, truly very, very, very sick. They lost their business. It was so bad that they got so sick that they brought their daughter in to live with them to help them. Their daughter got sick. They both got sick. This is over years, not over days. This is over years because she was not paying attention. This woman has intuition out the yin yang, but she turned it off. She turned a blind eye to what was going on in her physical life, is what the spirit guides just said. Now, because she lost her job and then her daughter lost her job, they had to sell the house. They sold the house, and guess what? I promise you, this in my personal life, I saw this. I personally know this person. Within 6 months of selling the house, this woman was a realtor. Within 6 months of selling the house, she was selling houses. Her sign was on really nice properties, and I was like, what just happened? Like the last time I knew, she was on death's doorstep. Now she's like making money. She's actually active in her profession and making money. And her daughter has got a job, and they're both doing so well because they sold that house. Now, could she have changed the energy in that house? I don't know, because I personally tried to change the energy into that house, and I came away with one of the worst psychic attacks I've ever experienced. That thing that was in that house was really, really big and really, really intense and really, really ugly. And all that happened when I was new to my abilities and I didn't know what I was getting into, right? And I showed up like, I was like, come on, let's do this. Let me tell you, I ran out of there with my psychic tail between my legs and ran back to my house. And that thing terrorized me for quite a long time. So I tell you guys, I speak from experience, right? Turning a blind eye to this stuff is not the way. It's not the way to deal with it. This was an old home, obviously a historical home. It was her dream home, like it was what she really wanted. But she had to give it up to save her own self. And the minute she gave it up, the minute her life turned around, literally, completely. So please don't turn a blind eye to what's happening, be it in your own house, be it in your relationships, be it in your physical body, be it at work. Turning a blind eye to it is the worst thing you can do. Learning how to slowly open your eyes to it, slowly come to reality. You don't have to do it all at one time, but you can take small steps, starting with areas that are not as toxic. Start there. Make some changes, see how it goes. But through it all, the fastest way out of this is inside you. You're not going to change them. I think that thing is still in that house. I don't know. But she didn't change it. She changed her. That's how you change the external in your life, is from the internal. Changing you changes everything, even changing your mindset, changing your vibration, changing your thoughts, being gentle with yourself, loving yourself. Those are the ways that you come out of this bulletproof psychically and energetically. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic medium. I'm a spiritual way shower. Again, I have an online community called the Magical Metaphysical Community with a couple of thousand people in it. And they chat every day. They share. They support each other. That community is $12 a month. You can cancel anytime. And I'm there doing readings. Actually, it's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video today, because I was doing readings for the members and this came up, and my guides just kept reminding me when something doesn't leave your mind, that is your guidance. So you can check that out at susanlynnmedium.com. I also have an in-person event, my third annual Connect to Empower in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And we are 6 psychics, including myself, all coming together to encourage you, to love you, to help you witness and recognize your own intuition, your own talents, your own community. This is truly a community. And you will, if you join us, you will come away transformed. I know this because I've seen it time and time again. I've seen it in my communities. I've seen it in my students, and I've certainly seen it at this in-person event. So if you want some more information about that, please go to susanlynnmedium.com. It's in November. It's in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And I'd love for you to join us if that is something that you are called to do. Meanwhile, you're here on YouTube for free, getting really, I hope, helpful information. Please leave me a comment and let me know what you do to protect your space. We all share here in this community. And in this way, we all learn together. Take really good care. I'll see you again next Wednesday.